Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And also peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world. Just pushing out this truth with all diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. I'm the brother Karazazar here at Great Millstone, Atlanta. Here with the lesson, going into the topic of survival mode, mainly in, the day of Jacob's trouble. It's a natural instinct, that humans go through in order to survive, you briefly spoke on it, at camp. I just wanted to, put it on wax, and Lord willing, it's edifying, but survival mode, matter of fact, let me go to the chat. It says survival mode is a physical and mental state your body and mind enter during extreme stress, danger, or scarcity. In the scriptures, when you read 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 16th chapter, it clearly goes into, danger, and scarcity, in, the latter times, in which we're coming up on, speaks of lack of bread, the danger, the pestilence, the martial law, and so on and so forth. Okay, but it says it's a natural instinct response designed to help you stay alive in threatening situations. Now, the point I wanted to make is, the elect, survival mode will be heightened more than, the natural person or the normal person. So like it, because, and why is that? Because the Lord, will have the spirit, on the elect in order to continue to survive, and get through, situations in that day. All right. So let me come back to this. I'll read John 6:63 real quick. It says, "It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life." And that's why it's important, to stay in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because there's life within that. The survival mode of a normal citizen, isn't, going to kick in, so to speak, as much as, the elect. When you read Isaiah, the 65th chapter, it shows you how the Lord is basically, aiding, the elect through their survival mode, man. Brothers understand what I'm saying. But going back, it says what happens in survival mode. It says physically, the first point, it says physically. It says increased adrenaline and cortisol, stress hormones, faster heart rate and breathing, heightened senses, alertness, or vigilance. You see, what's that? 1 Peter 5th chapter, 8th verse. It says what? Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You see, when you go into that word vigilant, it says to watch, give strict attention to, be cautious, active, or take heed. That's through remission and idle indolence, like it. Some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one. You see, so we are to watch, and that's a part of, survival mode. We really, when you really think about it, the servants of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, by doing, the work of the Lord, we've already been put in, the early stages of survival mode, man. While these other people are still, lackadaisical, so to speak, on what's actually going on throughout the world, man. So it says, the second point, it says, mentally, it says, focus narrows to immediate survival needs, food, water, and safety. And that's why, when you read Daniel, the 12th chapter, it speaks on how this is going to be like a time that's never before happened. Because it's going to be a lack of food and water, and necessities, man. Okay? During that day. All right? Matter of fact, let me go over there real quick. I'm going to have to do a part 2 on this as well. This is just like the opener. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. Isaiah 65:13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You see, and that's the servants of the Lord, with the aid of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, survival mode being, above everyone else, man. All right? Why? Because the servants are going to be eating and drinking in that day. When all hell break loose and, you got military troops on the street, shooting people and, gang members or, criminals, committing crimes, freely. Okay? Sedition among men, uproars of the people and so on and so forth. The elect will be, making it through that day, or those days. Okay. It says, verse 14, I'm going to end it off here. It says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You see, because you aren't going to be protected by the Lord. And when you read Romans the 8th chapter, it shows you, the difference of being spiritually minded versus being carnally minded. And carnally minded, what leads to what? Death. Death and destruction. Okay? So it's important. That's why I, read John the 6th chapter and 63rd verse, man. Because it's important to stay in the spirit of the Lord. All right, but, Lord willing, that was edifying. Like I said, I'm going to do a part 2. I'm going to go ahead and close up and give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Ruach HaKodesh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule